I'm going to start doing a new series, and that's going to be one focusing on project updates. So that's literally just going to be a playlist on my YouTube channel where I do provide updates because what I want to do, I want to inspire people to go after their goals, but I also want to be transparent about like the process I go through for mine. I want people to see like maybe the challenges that I go through, the obstacles. Is like more. Sometimes it's literally self-imposed. It could be maybe I'm taking too long to get back to doing something that should be a priority. You know, maybe I've taken time out and I'm having to reflect upon myself, and maybe me having those internal reflections. Again, it might be helpful to other people to reflect on themselves. So you might see maybe the progress I go through, but then maybe I think it's important just as much to shows sometimes the stagnation. You know, I've got a book, so I keep talking about it quite often. I've got these 3 manuscripts that literally, with a bit of time and effort, they will come to life, and and they will be more books. But unless I absolutely commit myself, there will always be delays, and it won't be ready. So I have to I have to now focus. And I had a little bit of an awakening, an epiphany today. I was thinking about just life in general, and I don't like Groundhog Day. I don't like things repeating all the time. It gets for me, it gets frustrating. It gets boring. It's too predictable. So I get frustrated in that situation. And I just thought about things in general, and I thought, yeah, you could repeat that pattern. You could do this. You can do that. It might fulfill you for a moment. It might entertain you, but what fulfills you? I know what I was thinking was like really getting things done, like working on my books and things. It's like bit that creative side, but also just having that a bit of a legacy. I think really, so just have like doing something with your life to like level of purpose. I think that's just important. So, for instance, I could sit. This is not what I do all the time. You know, I do so many videos, ridiculous. If anyone went to check my YouTube channel, you just like you go over the video section, you see how often they come. You know, I'm consistent with that, but I never ever think my video. I like watching them to be totally honest, but um, I rarely give myself credit for the videos. Like I don't see that as successful. I see it as something where I'm like journaling, I'm documenting, I'm hopefully it's helping people, you know, and I'll talk on serious topics in the same way I would in my books. But I feel like the books are more academic. I think the books are something that are a bit more remarkable. So like I could do thousands of videos, and if to me I've just done videos, I could do a book and I'll be like, wow, I can't, that's great. And I'm proud of that. So it's almost like a different status to me, the books. So then I feel I've got to reflect upon myself and think, well, why are you not working on the books? Like, why do you keep putting it off? Because it's not that I can't do it. It's just I know how sort of rigorous it is, the process. It's relentless, you know. But I've got to stop distracting myself now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a little. It's not like a plan or I'm writing it out, but I'm just going to be far more productive with my time because we all have time, no matter what your obstacles are in the day. You all have everyone has a period of time that you can allocate to something, so you can distract. You can. It's not about distracting all the time. It can be like you're resting, so you're watching movies, you're watching TV, you listen to music, you're playing video games. It could be literally anything and everything, any hobby you have. Or you could be doing something productive though. Like it's not for long. It depends how many hours you have. If you don't have many hours, you might have half an hour. Then you could allocate comfortably. Didn't use the half hour. If you've got many hours, then put the many hours to it. You know, so of course it's subjective to a circumstance. With me, I need to just start being more productive for periods of time rather than I think wasting the day to a degree. Sometimes I get to the end of the day and I think about what I've done, and there's always videos. I'm always proud of that, but I do recognise there's hours that just missing. So you think, where'd they go missing? I don't remember doing anything substantial sometimes. And sometimes it's literally just you're on social media. You don't even realize how long you're messing about scrolling and consuming stuff, and just like in terms of the content, or you're just listening to music and things. And it's kind of like, well, I think we should be replacing that with goals and dreams. So what I'm going to do now, that's why I saw this update. I was going to write a blog post. I've never done it on YouTube. I was going to do it written. I thought, no, I'm going to do a new series about project updates and things like that. So right now, just to provide that, really, you can just see where I'm up to. I'm going to try and put I don't know if YouTube puts dates on the videos, but I'll put a date in the description just so I'm aware, and it can sort of like, oh, my screen's gone off. Oh, I don't know what the hell happened there. My whole screen just freaking went blank. But I'm going to put a date and stuff in the description of my YouTube videos so we can at least see a timeline of things. See how that's really building up and going. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on now. So I still anticipate in the end of November for the book. I hope it can be released by then. And when I say I hope, it's literally I have myself to blame if it doesn't, effectively. There's no reason why it can't be done by the end of November. It's, again, if I've made excuses for myself and I've delayed here and there, then I have to bear the responsibility of that, don't I? You know, it's not like, again, these are all personal goals. It's not like the world's waiting for me to release it, but I'm frustrated with myself if I don't, because I don't want to keep going on about I've got 3 books to do. I've still got 3 books to do. They're coming. It's like, just get the damn things done then, mate. Like, what are you dragging your heels for? Just get the damn things done. And then the weight comes off my shoulders, I haven't got that pressure in my head of, oh, you've still got these things to do. Let's just do them. So, like I say, what I'm going to be doing now for the majority of my days is working on the books. I will still find moments and pockets. I'll still watch TV shows. I'll still watch, if I fancy a movie, if I want to play some video games, which I will. I play more video games in the winter. And that's one of the things I'm noticing. I'm thinking, you could definitely lose hours to that, but it's not productive. That should be a reward. And again, this is a mindset shift, and hopefully me talking on it will help other people, Some things in life that we take for granted, and they are sources of entertainment, we should look at it as a reward rather than it's your lifestyle, because otherwise it consumes you. And it's like, if you think about it, like I could get through a video game, I could complete it, or I could make progress, get to a new chapter, get to a save point, a checkpoint, whatever you want to call it, level up. It's so pointless. Overall in life, it's pointless. It's just, it's good though. The reward to do that and the experience, and you get to do this and it's enjoyable, but it's irrelevant overall. But if you can have it as a reward to yourself, you don't have to feel, you don't have to feel guilty either for wasting time. It's almost like you can do that. So that's really where I'm going to be now. It's going to be really focused every day. And I'm going to try and get more done than I normally do. There is pressure with that, and it will get exhausting. I will get fed up. But I have to push myself now. Because if I don't push myself the extra mile, I'll keep relapsing. Because that's what's been happening with this book. Because I talk about it a lot. A lot of the book comes from transcripts, from like over so many videos I've done. My other books were done from scratch, which I like to do. I don't like doing things from transcript, but I've done too much content for it to go to waste. So I'm trying to find ways to make it interesting to me without it being boring and mundane. Like, that's where that's where the lack of motivation is. It's not a case of, I've lost the spark or I can't do it anymore. It's like, it's just boring in the process. So I'm trying to make it exciting. So before I was trying to edit it, which was a pain in the ass because, anyone knows anything about transcripts, they're a freaking mess. You might as well just have jumbled words and try to make sense of it. That's how bad it is. But it works there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to write it fresh, but read what I've done a little bit and then write fresh. So the whole thing is just like coherent, and then I'm proud and I'm excited because I'm being creative. That's how I'm doing it. Again, that process still takes time. It will be a longer process, I would assume. But yeah, but if I can get like even just a couple of chapters done a day, because the work's there fundamentally, isn't it? It's like, I think personally, each chapter is probably going to take me about 3 hours. If I'm being fair to myself, I think 3 hours. I mean, obviously I could do it quicker than that, but let's be reasonable. There's no point setting stupid targets. Let's say it's 3 hours a chapter. There's no reason it can't release. If I can sit there for like 9 hours or 8 hours or whatever it takes and get it done, whether it's in the morning, whether it's at night, whether it's in the evening, it doesn't matter when it is. It could be do one chapter there, do another chapter later, but keep that discipline. If I can do that, it'll be out. And it'll definitely be out by the end of November at that rate, If I don't take it serious and I make excuses and I get fed up and let that consume me, then of course there's delays and it won't come out again. But then I only have myself to blame. And if there's a chance it can come out next year, then why not just get it out this year? And this is what I have to do to myself is prioritize. So like I say, there might be more fun things in the world, but they're very short-lived. It doesn't really give you that satisfaction long term, Like, for instance, one book started, well, the whole book collection started as one book, didn't it? And now look, there's a whole freaking legacy left behind, and there's going to be yet another one on that edition, hopefully by the end of the year, if I can get my act together. But yeah, I'm proud of everything I've done. It's just the more books I've done, it's hard. I used to, when I did a couple, when I did like maybe 3 or 4, I used to, every year I'd start reading them again. So I'd start with the first book, then I read the second book, then I'd read the third book, then I read the fourth book. But because there's so many now, it gets a bit too exhausting for me to keep repeating that pattern. And it's going to get harder and harder as the years go on, because there's always going to be more books. So it gets hard for me to go back and read them all. But yeah, this video I just wanted to be about motivation and discipline. It's about just getting them back to doing it. So, like, of course, not everybody's doing to be writing books. People can have other dreams and goals and talents. You might be an artist, and maybe you haven't picked up a canvas for a while or a piece of paper, and you haven't just like honed in on that craft and kept doing the things that make you inspired. Because we do get lost to distractions. It's like if you never had to worry. Again, I'm going to digress a little bit, but I just want to put it in perspective. It's kind of like if we don't invest in the things that actually inspire us and fulfill us, we invest it in other places that drain us. So, like, it's well documented by myself that I like gaming. It can become addictive, but I do temper that. And yeah, one thing I do have is a bit of an addiction to collecting, and it's not just gaming. So I could go a couple of months going mental collecting movies and TV shows on disc, and it could cost a bit of money. And then I might go, I might get, and I might transition then and start playing a bit more games and less films. And then I'm just like buying loads of games. That's a problem in itself. But I'm aware of it. So I'm not just buying films recklessly anymore. I'm filling gaps that I actually know I want. And games, I'm not prepared to pay stupid prices. And I'm only buying the ones I know I'm going to play. So I'm no longer just wasting away. But the point is, a lot of the time I notice that to fill a void in my life, I'll replace it with something else. So I would maybe I'm substituting a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in my life with the gaming side. Like maybe I throw myself too much in there, and then all of a sudden I want everything. The reality is, it doesn't matter how much I have of it, it's never gonna fulfill me. So, like I was saying before in another video, is there could be 6 games get released, and you buy one of them, and it's like expensive, but you've got it. But you're probably not satisfied because you're still missing 5. So the point is, it's like especially with gaming. I'm a gamer, so I'm going to put that in that sense. There's no end to the rainbow. So if it doesn't satisfy you what you have, then you'll probably never be satisfied with it. It's always going to be something that's really you're investing in the wrong way in life. And that's the thing with me. So I could write my books and it consume a lot of my time, but it doesn't actually cost me anything. There's no financial. I write it myself. I don't hire anyone. It's me. Me and my time, me and my pages. Gaming, yeah, okay, I might already own some games, I can play them. But when you're starting to constantly looking at other ways, like I might buy that, that's just hemorrhaging money. I might as well do this. Doesn't cost me anything. I'm in my own little bubble. If that makes a little bit of sense there. So there's obviously other angles as to where it's beneficial, but I think personally, it's just the things we do to inspire us are important. And I think it's like make the most of life. Can't succumb to distractions all the time. So something should be a reward to us and uplift us. It shouldn't just be out everything. So I've got a lot of work to do myself, like a freaking lot of work. And it is hard work, especially when you're at the earlier stages of editing. Maybe I think I've done I can't remember how many. Let's say I've edited 4 chapters, and let's say there's about 40 chapters. Well, I've still got a lot of work to do. So that's exhausting. But unless I do it, it doesn't come out. And once it's done, I'm relieved then for till next year. Just because there's multiple manuscripts, I usually only bring one book out a year anyway, so it doesn't matter. But as long as I get my one done this year, I'll be proud. Even though I pushed it to the wire. Most of my other books come out round about spring, summer. I think for this one to come out autumn, potential winter, I pushed it late. But I think to know I did it still would be really bad. But I don't care how it got done. I'll be proud that I did it. And we learn from it, of course, This is probably the one year where I've been as less disciplined with it. But then at the same time, Like I said, I don't give myself enough credit in other areas. Like I've done so many videos, like ridiculous amount. This year's been the most productive with video content than I've ever been. I've always done content on other platforms, but in terms of like building up my YouTube channel and really going for it, that's really been a huge distraction too. But I think in a positive way, because I think there's a huge library there that could reach the masses at any point and reach people who need it. So I don't think that's been a waste. So I could beat myself up all day long about like distractions and delays and things, but it's not been unproductive at all. It's just been in a different way. And all the other years, my focus was always the books. No matter what I was doing, it was the books, the books, the books. This year's been more video content. So I shouldn't feel so bad about it. You know, I do feel bad because I think I should have done it a lot sooner, and I could have done. But then I do think some of the videos wouldn't have happened, and I'm quite happy with what I've done, to be honest. So effectively, if we can get this book done, especially add that to the videos I've done this year, I'd say I've smashed it out of the park this year. That'd be an amazing year. But if I don't get the book done, I think I'm going to feel it was a failed year, sadly. Just because of the potential. That's all it is. You know, we either fulfill potential or we just like miss it. And I'm not someone that likes to miss my targets, to be totally honest. Just trying to really show people to go after your dreams. Because only we can do it. Only we can turn something into something else, you know? It's like, yeah, anyway. So, yeah. So I might go missing for a bit in terms of video content because I do know I need to really hammer this down now. Like I say, if I do a video, I tend to watch it back because I think because obviously you should. In the same way, if I read a book, if I write a book, I read it back. If I write a chapter, I read it back. You know, you don't create and not watch it, consume it, because how the hell can you improve or know where you've gone wrong or all sorts? You know, you have to. So if I do an hour video by extension, then I've took the time out for an hour, but then I've also got to watch it for an hour. So I've now lost 2 hours. And we've already established I can probably do a chapter in about 2 or 3 hours edit. So a video is costing me a chapter of an edited chapter, potentially. Now, not entirely, because you can't just do that constantly. You drive yourself nuts. There might be a gap in between those things, but then that gap could be used for me to entertain myself. Maybe I do want to watch a film. Maybe I do want to watch a TV show. Maybe I do want to play video games. I don't want to just be productive constantly. I burn out, you know, literally. But yeah, I'm really enjoying, a bit distracting, I guess, but I'm really enjoying Boardwalk Empire. I couldn't get into it before. I didn't like the look of it, but then I just got it on a box set on Blu-ray, and I've been absolutely, goddamn, I've been addicted to that. So that's one of the distractions that I have. That's one of the things I like to relax. But that's more of a relaxed thing. I tend to watch that more in the evening. So it's almost like when the day's coming to an end, I like to sit and watch the Boardwalk Empire, and I tend to watch like 2 or 3 episodes. Mesmerized. I tend to just go for a disc. Whatever's on the disc, it's like we start it, we finish it. Yeah. But anyway, I like to like start thinking of things more rewards now. Like you deserve that, and that'd be nice because then I know I've done a lot that day. So anyway, I think it's important really for clarity, really, because then when people one day maybe see a book get released, you can maybe see it wasn't as straightforward as perhaps you think. It does take discipline. Every single book does take sacrifice, and I think hopefully the books are more. It's more of a trophy, isn't it? It's more of a thing to show that hopefully helps other people signify where they can develop in their own lives. You know, it's not about mimicking what someone else is doing, but it could be a skill someone needs to learn. It could be absolutely anything, something to elevate your life. And I think it's investing in that. It's just the same way if you did video content, it's get used to being in front of the camera. You don't have to post the videos to the world. You just get used to being on camera. And then start fine-tuning the equipment, and whether it's a technical thing like software on your computer, for instance, or maybe it's more hardware improvements and little things like that. And then one day maybe you feel comfortable enough to share it with the world. That took growth, doesn't it? Because it takes growth to fine-tune the way we deliver a message, the way we talk, the way we communicate. And like I say, the production quality, there's always fine-tuning and refinements. And like I say, if you don't invest in that, and we just do everything else away from it because we just don't want to challenge ourselves, or we don't want to go down that path because it's too tiring or there's too much of a commitment, then we just stagnate and get fed up. We get more fed up just in boredom. You get more fed up in stagnancy than you do through productivity and exhaustion in that sense. Because it's like a lack of fulfillment. There's no pride in it. you know. So I'm gonna have to sacrifice for a bit now because I want. It's not about other people being proud of me. Again, we talk about it so much. I don't really care about other people's validation to me. It's about how I feel about me. It's what I feel, and I like to feel proud. I like to feel proud. I don't want to feel. I wouldn't say ashamed, but disappointed in myself. If I get to the end of the year and I've allowed distractions to consume me, and it's pushed me so far from being productive, and maybe I've missed a goal. I'm not saying it would nag at me forever, but it would bother me. There'll always be something that there bothered me because you only had to commit to it for 3 months of the year. You couldn't even give it 3 months. Like I said, even though I've done the videos and things, but still, you couldn't just take a 3 month period out of that just to focus for that period, and then release the book. You couldn't. Why can't you just do that? That'd be the thing that I'd have to process. So if I fail to do this, I will have to have an internal mandate with myself to figure out what went wrong and establish how that isn't going to happen in future, because it's really important. Otherwise, if you fail one year, you've got the potentials to fail again. You can't just be naively thinking, oh, everything's going to click together. If something went wrong that year, what's to stop it happening again? If something's successful that year, then it's easier to replicate it and be successful next year and next year and next year. But it takes discipline. It takes focus. So yeah, that's my goal now. My goal is this book. It's not progressing a video game. It's not to get to the end of a box set or a TV series. It's not to keep making more videos. It's literally, I want this book out of my head and on a piece of paper. It's quite simple in its premise. Harder in the work, but we'll do it.